Hello colleagues, this is Valentina, founder of Face Bliss Academy. Today we are breaking down something that significantly simplifies specialist work and saves years in mastering massage. The same movement, different zones, different results. This is the foundation of a systemic approach. Right now I'm applying our Face Bliss oil and let's go. The next important point is that it greatly simplifies your work as a practitioner. It's the understanding that the same movements can work across different zones. The technique doesn't change, the settings do. And there are three key parameters here: degrees of pressure, range of motion, and the task you are solving. For example, take a simple circular fingers technique. In the décolleté zone, we use it to warm up the tissues. Large amplitude here, fairly active movements. We improve tissue mobility and prepare it for further work. We move to the neck, the same movements but with different settings. The amplitude becomes smaller, the movements are shorter and more precise. Why? Because there are limitations here. We don't go into the hyoid area, we don't press on the center of the throat, but we can still work through the tissues effectively and improve circulation. Next, the cheek zone. And here, the same techniques already serves a lymphatic drainage function. We move from the center of the face toward the ears. The movement becomes more directional, more gathering. Under the eyes, same technique again, but now minimal amplitude and the lightest possible pressure. Almost micro movements because the tissue here is very delicate. The forehead and another transformation. Here the pressure becomes more pronounced and we are already working with the goal of relaxing the muscles and separating it from the bone. And an important point, all of these movements can be performed not only with the fingers but also bent phalanges, the knuckles. And the same logic stays here. Décolleté warm up, neck, careful work, cheeks, drainage, eyes, delicate work, and forehead relaxation. What I'm showing right now is the principle of universality, but behind it lies something important. To understand how to adapt a technique to each zone, you need to know anatomy and the logic of how tissues work. In our online program, there is an entire blog dedicated to exactly this: how to reduce a double chin, soften the nasolabial fold, increase mid-face puffiness, and lift the facial contour. Not through different techniques for each zone, but through understanding a system that adapts to any concern. Write online in the comments. My team will reach out personally and conduct an individual consultation about the program. Now another technique, pinch and roll. Pinch and roll. And here too, where you apply it matters enormously. We start with the décolleté. This is where the safest zone, where you can feel the movement, grasp, roll, release. Then the neck. We can work with sternocleidomastoid muscle. Grasp and draw away, grasp and draw away. Cheeks, the jawline, the middle third of the face, same technique, but with different goal, improve mobility and drainage. The temporal zone, and again, pinch and roll, but softer and more delicate. And here is the key idea of the entire block. You don't memorize dozens of techniques for each zone. You understand the principle, what you are doing, why you are doing it, and how to adapt the movement to the tissue. And when you gain freedom, you stop just repeating the movements. You start working with intention. And that is exactly what makes you a master. This freedom to work with intention rather than from a template, this is exactly what I give in our online program. Sculptural, lymphatic, and buccal blocks in one living system. You see how the principles I show here unfold into a complete treatment. 200 plus detailed video lessons for every movement. Full treatment flow videos where everything is connected, anatomy, the logic, not just what to do, but why exactly this works. Write online in the comments. My team will conduct a free strategic consultation and tell you how the program is structured. Versatility is not about knowing many techniques. It's about understanding the principle and being able to adapt any movement to any situation. That is what makes a specialist indispensable. What I showed today is only one principle. In real work, there are dozens of such principles, and each one expands your arsenal not by one technique, but by multiple variations at once. In our online program, 300 plus lessons of theory and practice, the full combo system of three techniques, sculptural, lymphatic, and buccal massage, plus the benefits and techniques of gua sha, cupping, and taping, which together address up to 90% of client concerns. You will learn to build individual protocol for every client, create your own signature method, and grow your income to $100,000 per year. Write online in comments. My team will reach out to you personally and conduct an individual consultation about the program. Bye bye, guys. See you soon.